Hey everyone, so I'm sorry for being MIA, been dealing with a couple things, so I've been kind of taking a hiatus of working on our Maya concept that I've been showing you guys how I do it and how I'm trying to do some new ways and also show you guys those new ways. Now, another thing is I kind of left from last time's video up to a lot of people to decide on which one they preferred out of the three. Now, I asked a few friends as well, on top of those who actually have mailed me and messaged me about it. A lot of them actually liked number three, more so than any of the other two. But since it is my concept, and when it comes to your own concepts, it's really what you feel is the right thing to go. Also, if it was for an actual client, you got to think of yourself as the client. And if you feel that based off either the game, the book, movie, or anime, cartoon, anything to that matter, that character fits for it, that's what you got to go for. Now, since it's for my book, I am actually going to do kind of a two different things. One is later on I will do kind of a speed art of number one because I also like number one more casual, not too much armor. It reminds me more of like a ninja or even a shadow thief for elves or even a drow. So that's kind of where I'm thinking for number one. But since it's for Maya and she likes to be in light armor and needs some sort of protection, I am going with number three. Also, since a lot of people suggested that one, that's what I'm going with. The second thing I'm changing is the fact that how number three looks, it looks like there's no sleeves. It's like a short sleeve on both sides. That is going to actually change. I'm going to kind of have it long sleeve underneath. So there's no skin showing on the arms. That is what I'm thinking of. But probably while I end up coloring it in, that may change. But there won't be that sleeve area. It may be all bare and just have an armor plate on the top. But we'll see how it goes. Uh, while I'm working on it, things will change. And especially if this was for a client, it will change because when you're looking at it, you're going, I don't know if I really like that. I don't know if the client's going to like that. And if you're in the same place as the client, you could always ask them and they could always say yay or nay. So that's a thing you got to also remember. So here's the part where we're going to start doing the line art. And since I said it's number three, I already have mine set up on another file, which is I named mine line art Maya. So what you would do is you'll take your select tool and you'll actually, as you see, I selected number three. So since number three is our main thing we're working on, you control shift C and that will copy the whole entire section you have selected, not just the layer. Because if you just went control C, that's just the layer you have highlighted, not the whole entire thing. So what you would do is you will go under File New is how I set it up, and I made it under well actually not open. Oops, sorry about that. File New. I have it under a US paper and then tabloid, which when you put it on tabloid, it's automatically 11 by 17 for width and height. So you don't really need to change that. And then I named mine already. You would hit OK, and then that will put you on an actual page that will look like this. Now I have mine zoomed out and so I can see while I was working on it earlier today, and actually I shouldn't say today because some days I'm continuing, so anyways, so when I was working on it last, I zoomed out. So your image is normally like about, well, not that big, somewhere around here. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to proc like this. And the reason is we want the resolution of when we copy our image. As you can see, I have it already opacity, and that's why it's kind of faded and you guys can't really see it. But and it's locked. It will come out like this, but the image is a little bit smaller. The image comes out maybe about there. And you got to stretch the image. Some people, I don't have mine set up like this, but some have. When you use the move tool, you could actually adjust the size of your image that you have selected. But since I don't have my Photoshop set up like that, I normally just go under edit, transform, and then you will do scale for it. So you would have that, and you'll scale it to this. When you want it this big, you gotta make sure that the image is in the center. And the reason is if it's in the center, then when we add the scenery or the background, it has the lighting difference. From the horizon up is normally lighter and a little bit more faded compared to the horizon down. It's a lot more darker because the sun can't really reach it, kind of thing. That's how it will look, depending on where our light is. If our light's like top down, you're definitely going to get that darkness more on the feet, or if it's from the back, all those things I'll explain when we get to the lighting part. But what we're going to do is, one second, I have an actual timer, and you kind of want to time when you start doing the line so you know how long it takes, and if you're kind of just stuck on one place. But that's why I have a timer. I use my phone instead of on my computer, because at least on my phone I could touch it a lot faster than tabbing and all that stuff. But that's just me. So once we have our image stretched, we'll make a separate layer, and we'll have it the same color as our picture layer that we have. Now, this is where the next step is. We'll go under image, not canvas size, image size, and you want your width at 3882, which automatically would put you at 6000 as your height pixels, and that gives us the most resolution possible for our image. Since mine's already set like that, I'm not typing in numbers, but that's what I'm telling you guys. So from here, we're going to start on doing our line art. I have an actual pencil, which you guys probably will wonder how I have this pencil when I come over here, and I'll zoom in so you guys can see it, how I got my pencil set up. Now, I have under my brush presets here, I have it called pencil, and I made it like this. So the spacing, you kind of want to have it so it's like dots and not too far apart. I won't really go into too much detail how I have this spacing set up and the dynamics of the actual brush. If you would like to know how I have this brush set up, let me know and I'll let you guys know how it's done. So I'm using my pencil brush for this aspect of our lines, and as you can see I already have a lot of my stuff done on the image, and this is where we're going to start. This is where you can pop on your music, anything that kind of helps you mellow out, because you don't want to stress too much on doing this. You want to be able to think clearly, relax, not having like blaring hard rock, I think, because to me hard rock kind of just makes me want to rush and not really think of things. And that's not what you want. You want it to actually be more calming, so you're thinking about it. I have Celtic playing in the background. You guys can't hear it right now. I have it muted for when I'm recording purposes because it overlaps on my mic and then you guys can't hear me. So to prevent that, I have mine set up separately from my actual recording. But when you work on your art, you could have it set like that. So as you can see, I'm working on actually right now the armor piece that's near the right leg, technically, because when you flop it or turn around, it's on the right side, but technically it's on the left side as you're looking at it. And I have it set that I want it to look more leather plated, so there's like rivets that holds the leather piece together, and make sure that it's being held well. Now, if you notice, sometimes my little cursor is moving, but you don't see anything happening. Sorry, for some reason my Photoshop's been lagging. I don't really know why it's been doing that lately, but I am sorry for that. Hopefully next time's video doesn't do that, but we'll see. So I'm trying to figure out where I want the rivets exactly, because I don't want it completely off, but I don't want it to look weird. Like the rivets are off some where it's not supposed to be. So, and you don't want them too big. You want to kind of have them at a reasonable size. So, as you can see, this one's a little too big. So I might actually make these a little bigger or more darker. Kind of gives that feel that they're bigger and gives their design of the actual rivet. This got messed up. So, this is where you kind of want to spend time on it, but not too much time, because you're going to end up redoing the lining anyways. Well, I do, because as you can see, it's not smooth completely. And even when I zoom out, it still doesn't have that smoothing factor. So we're going to come down to the knee section. I think I'm going to curve it in about here, because there's a little pouch on the leg. I'm going to keep that, even though I said I was doing like a mix of 1 and 3. I'm still doing that, so we want to kind of still have that image that we have areas for food or separate weapons. It comes out too much to the front. I don't want it too much to the front. I want to be it more like you barely see that it's coming around the leg, because it's actually being held by just one wrap. I think it'll be more like so. Okay, so kind of coming down to the wire, and as you can see, I'm adding in certain spots where I believe there would be some shading, which is kind of like why I have the lines in certain spots as they are. So let's see, I think still trying to figure out how I want this armor piece. If I want it to continue that same leather aspect on the top, I probably will, but I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. So now I'm making the sorry about that, kind of choking here. Same rivets, sections, gotta make sure they are lined up. I think it's more like so, and more shading, and that'll be here, and you can't really see the other one because it's like partially off and hidden. And that's the same for here, and you can't see that rivet because it's covered up, but we will add shading under this because that contains the pouch. Gotta figure out how I want this pouch though, because it blocks where the hand is, and I gotta fix that. I'm not sure if I want to. I might pull the hand up just a tad so that it doesn't have that overlap. But so for next time, we will continue what we're doing with our line art for our Maya. And as you can see, it looks more finished than it did before. So I hope you guys continue to enjoy, and I'll see you next week.